Welcome back to the Innovation Series. I'm joined here this morning by Carlos Carvajal, the CEO of OmniAccess. Carlos, thanks so much for being with us.
Thank you, Jack, for the opportunity of being here.
I think for the Innovation Series, talking about satellite communications and the ever-expanding marketplace there, we had to talk to you, and so I'm really interested to hear what innovation means to you at OmniAccess.
So I think innovation is really part of the DNA of the company. I mean, we've been around for just short of 20 years now. Started as a small startup, and now, well, pretty much grown to be the leading provider in satellite communications in our market. It's a small niche market, but nevertheless, we have become the leaders there. And innovation has always been part of the culture and the DNA of the company. We've always been pushing the boundaries of technology and what you're able to achieve with that technology. And ultimately, what we've always tried to do is somehow bridge the gap of what you're able to do with technology in your home and try and get that same experience on board. Due to the difficulties of being in remote places, the whole mobility aspect of a vessel moving around, and some of the constraints where, at home you can have fiber and high bandwidths. That's not quite the same at sea. So, the purpose of OmniAccess has always been, bridging that gap. How can I get that same experience that I have at home on a vessel? And that's why we've been pushing the boundaries of that technology to achieve that. We have some examples of, really innovating and pushing the boundaries where we're offering 400 megabits of dedicated bandwidth to a single vessel, really using some really cool technology where we have a dedicated steerable beam on a satellite, which is 40,000 kilometers away from Earth, and is literally following the vessel or this yacht wherever it goes to make sure that they get all the power of that small steerable beam to be able to yield 400 megabits per second. So that's part of the innovation we do, but also we don't consider ourselves as a provider of a pipe, and by a pipe I mean a pipe of megabits. There's a lot more than people want than just megabits. Is really what applications do I run over that pipe? What is the end user experience? And that's where, as I said, we're not just selling megabits, we're also selling services on top of that pipe. So what we're providing is, for example, solutions like IPTV. We developed Plexus TV, which again is a product that's very designed with the particular needs of our clients in mind, where if you're cruising in the middle of the Pacific and you want to watch your favorite soccer game or your favorite TV show, whatever, we're able to do that by providing, we call it sort of a decoder play shifting solution, where basically you're interacting with a decoder with content that's not necessarily on the ship, but it's on shore, and you're able to see it from anywhere in the world. So basically, we are surpassing the boundaries of conventional TV technology that you would be able to get at sea. More innovation that we've done, we've done a lot of in-house development, where, I mean, right now we have a team of 20 software developers at OmniAccess, and these guys are producing software that's specially designed for our clients. So we have, very specific traffic management platforms. These guys have also been developing the front end and back end of solutions like Plexus TV. And the latest sort of innovation that we've done is called the Plexus Unity. And basically, this is the first step we've ever taken in having our own hardware. Up to now, we've been an integrator, service provider that gets third-party hardware. We have developed some software to go with that hardware, but we've never really developed any hardware in-house. And with Unity, basically what we've done is we've developed an appliance where within that appliance we have satellite modems, we have 3 different computer units inside that same appliance. We have a switch. We basically have everything we need to provide multiple levels of redundancy, services that can't be provided with off-the-shelf hardware that we have today, because again, the particular needs of our markets are not those that big hardware manufacturers think of. So we have to do things differently in order to be able to provide those specific requirements of our clients.
So the connectivity and the speed, the pipe, as you call it, has become the linchpin that all the other systems kind of revolve around now. The more connected they are, the more the more they require. And that's also led you to develop your own hardware.
Yeah, that's correct. And I mean, limitations such as, how much throughput can you put over a modem? That's limited to X. So how can we go about that? I mean, we are not a hardware manufacturer. I mean, we're not going to develop our own modem, but what we can do is get two modems within our Unity box and have both of those load balance or bond the available bandwidth to be able to achieve double what the sort of the industry standard is. And also by having computing power on board that machine, there is so much clever things we can do, because again, you're talking about a pipe of X amount of megabits, but however much bandwidth we're able to deliver to a yacht, it's never going to be enough. So how do you ensure that that bandwidth is used in an optimal way? How do you ensure that it's the owner of the vessels that's getting the megabits? It's not someone in the crew, or it's a device that's doing a software upgrade that's suddenly downloading all the bandwidth and it's not being delivered to the owner. Or in other circumstances where you can even use a bit more of intelligence, is where do we need that bandwidth? Where is it more? What does the end user really perceive a difference in the bandwidth? You have an iPhone with you, maybe it's doing some, background, downloading photographs or updating some applications. That doesn't really, affect the end user perception. However, if you're trying to do a conference call, or if you're trying to, send messages, that kind of traffic has to be prioritized over all the other traffic. And that's what Plexus Unity does, because it has the computing power and the intelligence on board to be able to prioritize that kind of traffic.
As well as the increase in speed, there's also a public focus on privacy and security. And I guess that's also very relevant for our users at sea.
Absolutely. And if you look at our clientele, I mean, these are ultra high net worth individuals. And if security is important for us, for our organizations, is even more so for these individuals. So we're just about to launch our cybersecurity services. We've done quite a bit of investment in terms of resources and software and everything. So, there's quite a few, cybersecurity offerings out there in the market right now. How does OmniAccess differentiate itself from other offerings? I think we're in a good position because we, as service providers, can go before, we actually start going on board. So what we like to call, the access network. So anything from, what happens at the teleport, where we have our satellite antennas, over to the antenna that's on the ship, we can, take care of that part of the security link, whereas others, would struggle to do so. Why? Because we have full control of everything that happens even before it gets to the vessel. So we can offer, high-end encryption that goes, as I said, from the teleport to the vessel. Then once we get to the vessel, we have another layer of security, which we can call, something similar would be a shield, a firewall that protects the vessel from the outside world. And then the third step would actually be to protect the devices which are within the vessel. So endpoints, from PCs, smartphones, servers. And OmniAccess takes a full end-to-end approach. So we have the access networks before it reaches the vessel, the shield in the vessel itself, so to avoid things coming in and out of the vessels that we don't want them, and within the vessel to ensure that everything within the vessel is also secured and protected.
Well, we eagerly anticipate the next evolution for OmniAccess. Carlos, thank you so much for being with us on the Innovation Series.
Thanks very much, Jack. It's a pleasure.